It's naturally a bit easier to manage the candidate's expectations. You have $1,000 a day they want. Client says they'll pay 800. You'll get your candidate down to 800. That's how most recruiters do it. So it's a difficult one because you're not really doing the right thing by both parties. You're doing the right thing by your client. So on that, I'm trying to think of the right way of framing it. When you are taking a brief from the client and you're going to go and find the candidates, how much do you push back on them and tell them about the market and they're off the mark? Or do you mostly just try and find somebody to fit your brief?
No, push back. You've got to set the expectations clear. You want the best of the best, you're going to have to pay for that. If you don't have the budget, and it happens often, I completely understand that, you might not get the full package. So let's talk about what's a nice to have, what's a must to have. What can you be flexible on? Sometimes you can get a candidate that's desperate because they've been out of work, their contract's ending and they're scared that there's nothing else. They might accept a lower salary. But a lot of the time, those candidates are not going to stick. What I've seen a lot of the time is it's like, I'll take it because I need something right now. There is always that fear in a lot of people and they'll take it. But the minute another recruiter calls them about a role that's paying $50 more a day, they're going to jump. So you've got to be honest with the client and say, well, what's the risk? How's that going to affect you if they come in and you spend a week training them up, they get on with it, they're doing a really good job, and then they get this call, I'll see if I can get a $50 a day. And I say, well, that's honestly, that's kind of insulting. Why wouldn't you give that to them if you think that's what they're worth at the start?
Where do you draw the line on that though?
I don't think you can. I think you can only be very clear around it. Sitting there in front of the client and wanting to say, I told you so, without actually saying, I told you so. And I think that's why it's important to have those conversations up front. Reflecting on my experiences, like you can find someone that might be able to do what they want for what they're willing to pay, but they're not going to be coming from the same level of experience. So they need to also be realistic as to what they're going to get for what you pay, essentially.